All right, in other news, Russia launched a massive drone and missile strikes across Kyiv on Tuesday night, hitting some 30 locations inside and around the capital. 21 people are reported killed and 134 injured. Kyiv's mayor confirmed a U.S. citizen's death. The U.S. State Department has condemned the strikes as tragic. Well, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky cut short his visit to the G7 summit in Canada as the destruction and strikes continue in Ukraine. He is now back in Kyiv. At the G7 meeting, Canada announced a new military aid package for Ukraine worth $1.50 billion and unveiled additional financial sanctions on Russia.
International partners, we're launching a major new package of sanctions on individuals, on companies, on vessels, the Shadow Fleet, to exert maximum pressure on Russia. We're also sending over $2 billion in funding for drones, ammunition, armored vehicles to help Ukrainians defend their territory, as well as a $2.3 billion loan to help rebuild the infrastructure in that country.
However, the summit failed to deliver a unified message because the United States, led by President Donald Trump, blocked a strong joint statement on Ukraine amid its efforts to negotiate with Russia and left the summit early. The meeting between Zelensky and Trump never happened. Trump abruptly departed before Zelensky's arrival. The U.S. president was reportedly focused on dealing with escalations between Israel and Iran. With the G7 divided, Canada and other U.S. allies have called for continued stronger support for Ukraine. European leaders from the UK to Germany have expressed hope that Washington will rethink its position and help push a more strong sanctions regime against Moscow. Well, as the war rages on with destruction across Ukrainian cities and diplomatic cracks emerge within the G7, President Zelensky returns home, urging the West to stand firm. All right, in other news, on to Taiwan now. The country has started sea trials of its first domestically built submarine. This comes amid its upgrading its military capabilities to defend against a potential Chinese attack. Known as Narwhal, the vessel is a part of a submarine program launched in 2016 that aims to deliver a fleet of 8 vessels. And as per Taiwan's shipbuilder CSBC Corp, the sea trials only began nearly 2 years after the vessel was unveiled. The submarine program has also drawn on expertise and technology from several countries, including the US and the UK. More features and developments, such as underwater tests, are also slated to soon follow suit. Just for context here, Taiwan, claimed by China as its own territory, has made the indigenous submarine program a key part of an ambitious project to modernize its armed forces. In the past, China has threatened to use force to annex the self-ruled island. Beijing also stages military exercises to assert its sovereignty on a near-daily basis around Taiwan. The new submarine is seen as a major milestone aimed at strengthening deterrence against Chinese forces as well as protecting important sea lanes in the event of a war in future. Now, by 2027, Taiwan reportedly hopes to deploy at least 2 such home-built submarines in a bid to fortify its position against its adversary, China, in the strategic ocean waters, that is. Well, chaos in the skies and evacuations on the ground. A powerful eruption has struck Mount Lewatobi Laki on Flores Island in Indonesia, triggering flight cancellations and a top-level volcanic alert. Mount Lewatobi Laki in Indonesia erupted on Tuesday, spewing ash up to 11 kilometers into the sky. The country's volcanology agency raised the alert to its highest level and expanded the exclusion zone to 8 kilometers around the crater. Now, over 50 volcanic tremors were recorded in just a matter of 2 hours.
Until this moment, there are 2 districts affected, the Wulangitang and Ilebura districts, which are within the 7 kilometers, 4.3 miles radius of our Mount Lewatobi Laki danger risk map. And we've also seen more evacuees, although most of the risk areas are uninhabited. But there are still economic activities being conducted there by the residents.
Well, dozens of flights to and from Indonesia's popular resort island of Bali were cancelled after the eruption as well. This as ash clouds formed mushroom-like plume visible from up to 150 kilometers away. Bali's airport operator confirmed at least 17 flight cancellations, including 12 international and 5 domestic, more than 30 total flights disrupted. International carriers such as Jetstar, Virgin Australia, Air India and Singapore's Tiger Air were among those affected. Not just that, an Air India flight from Delhi to Bali, AI 2145, was asked to return to Delhi after reports of a volcanic eruption near Bali airport. According to forecasts, the volcanic ash cloud is expected to clear by tonight. Meanwhile, on the ground, ashfall blanketed surrounding villages and also triggering concerns of more disruption. Well, missiles and warplanes are raining over the skies of Israel and Iran for the 6th consecutive day. As strikes continue, people of both the countries are forced to live under fear. Let's now take a look at how people of both the countries are living through this war.
Yesterday around this time, I was at work in District 3 of Tehran. It was announced that Tehran should be evacuated, that it was going to be bombed tonight. So we had no choice but to pack up our things and come here to Van for now. Whenever things settle down, we'll go back and return to our work.
We do not like war, but they are the ones who brought it upon us. They are fighting the world. Not just us. They are fighting all of Islam, not just Iran. First Gaza, then Syria and Iraq. They are not satisfied with anyone, not even with America.
Yes, we came here because the Iranian missiles are a lot bigger, they're a lot louder, they're a lot scarier, and they do a lot more damage than the Lebanese, the Houthis and Hezbollah rockets. So we've seen a lot of damage, so we found it better to just play it safe by coming here.
I feel scared and overwhelmed, especially because I live in the densely populated area that Iran is seeming to target, and our city has very, very old buildings without shelters and without safe spaces. So that is why I'm here with my son and my little baby daughter, who is 4 months old today. Today she's 4 months old.